Welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. Today is the day I want to address the terror, that horror of narcissistic abuse when the narcissist does unspeakable things where your stomach churns and ice runs through your veins as you realize that this person is capable of God knows what. And you've got no idea what terrible thing is going to happen next. I know you know at this stage of the abuse, it feels like you've been hit by a bomb and it's almost a given that you're going to be suffering regular panic attacks and you can't think straight. And because of this, in today's Thriver TV, I want to help you not only survive the terror, but emerge healthy, sane, and victorious with my 3 top tips. And now, before we get started, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do. And if you like this video, please make sure that you hit the like button. All right, so let's get right into today's very important episode. And we're going to start off with the number 1 tip, which is anchor into knowing that the narcissist has no true power to hurt you. And this can be so hard to comprehend at first because it seems like the narcissist is all powerful and he or she can crush you, hurt you, and rip your life apart with the deceptions, actions, and their minions. And you may very well be experiencing exactly that right now. However, there's a deeper truth going on here. Narcissists are false selves. They're false selves. They cannot generate their own power. They're only able to operate by triggering our primal survival programs. Things like fear of abandonment, annihilation, not being able to survive, and then using this energy against us as the metaphoric bullets to shoot us with. Narcissistic abuse is a spiritual, psychic, energetic phenomenon. And what we believe to be the surface system of life just doesn't apply here. In fact, narcissistic abuse and its effects take us into a deep dive into the quantum world, which shows us the reality of our own unconscious, unhealed parts that narcissists unearth, expose, and they attack with full ferocity. In the normal cognitive understanding that we have of life, we believe this is happening to me from this outside source and I have to negate, change, or stop what they're doing in order to be safe. Narcissists, however, are smoke and mirrors. There's no actual person there. This disorder, which is narcissism, is powered up inside the narcissist by your primal and survival terrors. The narcissist is only a catalyst, feeding off your fear in order to line you up and project onto you his or her own inner tormented parts. And if this person wasn't in your life doing this, another one would have presented themselves, because the true soul purpose of a narcissist and narcissistic abuse is to free you from your primal terrors so that you can finally reintegrate as your true self. Now here's the rub. When our primal and survival terrors no longer exist, the narcissist is fed no energy psychically from you to be able to continue. Without narcissistic supply, which is your emotional energy, their actions against you fall flat and they're no longer possible. So it's kind of like fearlessly looking at a dragon roaring and then seeing the mirage of a really, you understand it's actually a really broken, disordered, powerless child who has no desire to take responsibility for his or her wounds and is firmly in the business of trying to destroy everybody else by using their own fear and pain against them. When you understand this and do all you can to let go of your internal fear and pain and create your solid and calm inner being instead, no matter what anybody else is or isn't doing, you will see how powerless narcissists really are. And I promise you, I've known exactly what it's like to be lined up and brutalized by a hugely vindictive, cunning narcissist, and to be completely traumatized by what he was doing. When I stopped trying to change or end what he was doing, and rather turned inwards to release my fears, wounds, and my gaps that were being pummeled by his actions, then incredible things happened. All of a sudden, I had the inspirational answers on the correct actions to take. People came to my side, aiding me in generating more calmness, solidness, safety, and the resurrecting of my life. And his attempts to dismantle and punish me fell over. This happened because of my shifted beingness, just as it does for all the thrivers in this community who've worked on shifting their beingness. And I know that this is one of the hardest things to accept with narcissistic abuse, that no amount of action will help. Recall what happened when you did act, and try to stop the terror of what was happening when you were in extreme terror. You know it didn't work. When we embrace and we start working with narcissistic abuse at the quantum level, we know that this is a soul war, and we know exactly how to start winning by working on our deep inner being, emancipating our soul from fear and pain, and from that place, all else follows. Okay, so let's have a look at my number 2 tip, which is let go. To get up and out of narcissistic abuse and into our true self and true life, there's a calling for a quantum soul leap. Some people take their time to get it, kicking and screaming, and others let go and just do it. And please know, I really was in the first category. This quantum leap is letting go. Letting go is massive, and it really is the number one thing that we humans struggle to do. When we're in the midst of the absolute terror of narcissistic abuse, realizing the betrayals and how this person has been able to discard and replace us as if we never existed, as well as maliciously tried to annihilate us, how this person has no care towards us and the people and things that we care about, and of course also smashed or stole so much of the dreams that we thought our life would be, the terror and pain is massive. We've invested so much, and we've probably lost so much, including resources, years, and health. We may have believed that the investment was far too great to walk away from. And yet the harder we hang on, the more we lose ourselves with this sinking ship. Things kept getting worse. They don't and they won't improve. The reason why this happens is because our soul source and all of life is working for us, hitting us as hard as it needs to let go, to get out of wrong town, where we compromise our true self, our values, and our highest and best self-generative lives, and got attached to false selves. This is not the calling we're here for. This is not a position where we can be our true selves, connected to real, genuine love for ourselves, life, and others, and generating our true soul calling and highest aspiration and soul dharmas. Our soul and source is always generating the experiences that will bring us home. If we stop resisting and clinging to what we know that isn't serving us out of fear, when we let go, we come home to ourselves and then self-partner and align directly with the only life that was ever going to truly gratify us. The one where we are being our true self and our true life. Another way to understand letting go is acceptance. And this was huge for me, as I know it's been for so many of you. I was firmly embedded in the terror of narcissistic abuse, watching everything I'd worked for my entire life going down the drain. I was deeply identified with material and outer aspects, believing these were my identity. I clung to these things desperately. When I had my breakdown on my bathroom floor, I finally realized that these things were not me. and that what was me was the state of my soul. I realized that the gift in my breakdown was to lose all the illusions that I thought were me, to integrate with my soul, and then build a real life from there. Thank goodness I did that and now live life from the inside out. If it wasn't for my letting go of all the toxic energy of fear, pain, and huge emotional losses from narcissistic abuse, and then starting to fill with source, I would not have realized my incredible ecological connection to knowing that I'm flourished and nourished by life and my higher power. And it took me letting go and purposefully healing myself to start experiencing source and life partnering with me too, which reflected what I was doing for myself. Before then, my life had always been a disconnected struggle. I consistently see that when people healing to thriverhood also do this, accept the truth of their situation, let go, and start to fully heal, they quickly leave the terror behind and they start moving forward into fearless and healthy trajectories. And the narcissist becomes powerless to affect them. All right, let's look at my final tip. Tip number 3, release the terror cellularly. Number 3 is always going to be my highest suggestion to you because it works so powerfully. It is, however, very useful to know the other 2 tips beforehand. Otherwise, you may wish to try to hang on to the terror. And this is normal. We've been led to believe terror keeps us safe, yet it doesn't. Terror that is left to run rampant inside you is causing all sorts of issue with your functioning. Fight, freeze, and flee, and the regular chemical doses of adrenaline and cortisol, which shut you off from the part of your brain that has contact with higher reasoning, your higher power, innate wisdom, and the ability to attract and co-generate, support, and miracle with the field, which is life. Leaving the terror inside you means that you are vibrating as emotional terror, and you are metaphorically seeping blood out into shark-infested water. It feeds the narcissist energetically and psychically, allowing him or her to keep attacking you. If you don't believe me, I can assure you I've seen the evidence when clients in session let go of the fear and pain, then immediately receive a text message from the narcissist whom they may not have heard from in months. Mind you, these people should be no contact with block and delete, but some people haven't been. Narcissists feel the drop at the feed line and they often try to hook it up again. Truly, the greatest goal is to release and go free of the terror. It's when we do this that we realize the terror is not just what is happening right here and now. The narcissist has targeted and hit significant unhealed trauma in your body. Many of these were already there, including pre-birth. These are unresolved wounds in your energy field that are epigenetic traumas inherited from your ancestors, past life traumas, which are the unresolved abuse and fear patterns that have been going on lifetime to lifetime, and collective human traumas, those that are programmed into all of us as a part of the human experience. Additionally, we have unresolved childhood traumas that were experienced when very young, and all our accumulated adult this lifetime traumas that we've suffered along the way. When the terror hits via an effective catalyst, which is the present narcissist, these traumas get fully activated and resurface from our inner being, and they can be so huge and multidimensional that you can barely function. It literally can wipe us out. And this is what happened to me, as I know it has to you too. The trauma can be so overwhelming that this time, and maybe for the first time in our lives, it's now game over. No matter how tough or strong we are, we just can't get up and get on with it anymore. Trauma in the way of terror has reached critical mass, which means that we may no longer be able to go forward without unpacking it. Fortunately, I discovered that there are ways to go inside, load up and release this trauma cellularly so that we can finally live free of it, all of it. Not just this lifetime trauma, but all the accumulated traumas we have within us. Hence why there is an ability after narcissistic abuse, if we do the quantum inner work, to thrive more than we ever have previously. People often ask on my blogs and in my YouTubes, yes, but how do I heal? Like they get it, but they're like, but how do I heal? Many of you have worked it out, but others still don't know. And this is the answer. We heal by releasing our traumas from within and replacing them with our higher power, which is true source. And when this happens, we break away from traumas, false beliefs, and false selves forever. The tool to do exactly this is Quantum Freedom Healing, which is the energy healing component in the NARP program, which has 10 specific healing modules to completely purge you of the trauma of abuse, this life, multidimensional selves, and epigenetic traumas, all of it, to set you free. And it's the exact work that I and countless other thrivers in this community use to heal. And you can see the messages and the posts on blogs and YouTube about people that are doing just that. It literally healed within us, in many cases, what nothing else ever could or did. And you can learn more about this healing session and how to lose all of your terror, pain, including the susceptibilities to being abused, including the ways you used to hand power away and not have effective boundary function, as well as all of the attachments, longings, obsessions, and addictions towards any narcissistic person in your life, which are significant when we've still got the trauma inside there. So you can learn all about that and how to release that by signing up to my free 16-day course. And when you do that, make sure that you enter my free workshop with me, which you'll be notified about in the emails within that 16-day course, because there you will get to experience a quantum shift for yourself. We're literally together, we shift terror and pain directly out of your cells, out of your inner being. And many people report after my workshop instant relief. And I'd love you to feel this too. So to get started, it's profound and you will feel it. Click the link at the top right of this video. And I love how all of you are getting involved in the intentions that we've been sharing lately. In your comments, in the blog and the YouTube comments, those little statements. So how about today we say this one? I'm letting go of the fear and the pain now. And if you're with me, write that below, because it's time. It's your time to heal and be free. And it's my life's mission to help you achieve this, where I and so many thrivers have already got to. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe so that you'll be notified as soon as each new one is released. And if you like this, click like. Also, please share with your communities so that we can help people awaken to these truths, leave powerless victimization behind, and really heal into thrivers. And as always, I'd love to answer your comments and your questions below. So until the next one, keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.